Hi and welcome, students. Hope everyone's doing great. So in this lesson, I will talk about linking words that we use to transition between paragraphs. So the idea is, as you conclude a paragraph and start a new one, you want to make sure you have an adequate and clear transition that shows the reader how you get from point A to point B. And when we do make this, adequate and clear transition, we need to use linking words. So linking words shows the reader, how you got from point A to point B. The trouble is that when you start a new paragraph, you need to show not only where you came from, but also where you are going. And that's probably the most difficult part students have when writing. So using linking words or connectors, they bring together parts of speech, and without them, everything we say would be very simple and basic. Our sentences would be just basic sentences. Now, using linking words, we can sound and improve our English so much. And it gives, the reader, a point of view that you are more educated and more sophisticated in writing, whether it's, a paragraph, an essay, a poem, an article, a novel. It does improve our English a lot. Now, many students ask, what should we do to improve our writing? This is a great question, and in my opinion, there are two things you should do and keep in mind. And this, will sound simplistic, but it's true. Number one is you need to read more. Okay, read as much as you can and read a wide range of things, not just, a small article. Read a wide range of things, not just academic sources. Read other essays, read articles about subjects you're interested in. Just read as much as you can. Number two is to write more. Okay, so the more you write, the better your writing gets. Again, the more you write, the better your writing gets. So don't be lazy. Write in your journal every day. Write about your thoughts, write about your feelings, write about your inspirations, write about your goals. Nobody has to see this journal. It can be your secret journal. These are your thoughts, your goals, your inspiration, your feelings. Just write. And read a book, and you can summarize it, and that tells you what you've learned from reading that book. These are two very, very important aspects to improve your writing. So one, read. Two, write as much as you can. Now, before I talk about linking words, let's talk about what are linking words. Linking words or connective words and phrases are used to show relationship between ideas. So they can be used to join two or more sentences or clauses together. Linking words help to connect the ideas and sentences when you speak or write English. We can use linking words to give examples. We can use linking words to to add information. We use linking words to summarize our writing. We use linking words to sequence information, like first, second, third. We use linking words to give reason and result. And we use linking words to contrast ideas. We will talk about each one in the next page. So again, using linking words or connective words and phrases. They improve the quality of your speech, as I said. Your ideas flow more smoothly in your writing. The logical relationship between the ideas are expressed more clear. Lincoln words act like a bridge. Okay, just think of a bridge. These are what Lincoln words are. They act like a bridge between parts of your writing and speaking. Okay, so they connect your ideas together. They bring them together. They make your writing sound more smoothly, and it improves the quality of your writing. Also, you you decorate your written work or speech by making them sound or read better. Okay, so you are basically using Lincoln words. You are decorating your writing. You are making it much better. So this is the basic. This is the basic definition of Lincoln words or connectors or connectives or phrases. We can use either one. So now let's move along to connectives or Lincoln words. Now we use, like I said, we use Lincoln words to talk about sequencing. What does sequencing mean? Sequencing means when you are talking about something and then you want to talk about something else. So you say first, second, then, next, after, and finally when you come to your conclusion. So sequencing, you're putting your writing in order. Okay. Then we have addition. What does addition mean? Addition is the action or process of adding something to something else. Okay. It's not like 1 + 1 = 2. No, this is a different kind of addition. Addition is the action or process of adding something to something else. And when we want to add, we say and. We can use also. We can use in addition. We can use further. We can use furthermore. We can use as well as and then. So when we want to add something to something else, these are the Lincoln words we can use. Next, we have emphasis. What does emphasis mean? Emphasis means when you stress, it's stress given to a word. When you put a lot of stress on a word or words when speaking to indicate particular importance. So you are talking about an important topic and you want to emphasize how important your sentence is. You can use above all, in particular, notable, specifically, more importantly, indeed, especially, and significantly. I love significantly. So you are putting a lot of stress on your sentence, and so when you write any of these Lincoln words in the sentence, you are stressing on the sentence. You are making it more popular. You are making it more important. You are giving the reader the hint to pay attention to what you are writing. Next, we have contrast. What does contrast mean? Contrast means, something that is different from another. So when you contrast, you are, you're comparing, something that is different from another. For example, a difference between people or things that are being compared. Okay, so we are comparing. And when we do that, we can use however, we can use nevertheless, we can use alternatively, we can use despite this, we can use on the, we can use contrary, we can use yet, we can use whereas, we can use except, and we can use apart from. So all of these Lincoln words, we can use them when we want to contrast, meaning some things that is different from another. We want to talk about something that's different from another. Okay, then moving along to illustration. What does illustration mean? Illustration means illustration is used to explain or improve something. Again, illustration is used to explain or prove something. You are proving. You want to prove something in your writing, so you say, in other words, to show that. You can say such as, you can say an instance, you can say for instance, you could say for example. So you are explaining more about your writing, about your topic. So that's what illustration means. Now we come to cause and effect. This is, what we are working on in our student and activity book. But I gave you all of the, linking words because you will need them in your, next year and the year after. So we come to cause and effect. What is cause and effect? Cause and effect is the principle that one thing causes another. Okay? Again, cause and effect is the principle that one thing causes another. So a cause-effect relationship is a relationship in which one event, which is the cause, makes another event happen, which is the effect. Okay, understand what I'm saying. It's a little bit tricky, but it's, it's cause and effect. You cause a problem, you get punished. This is a cause, and this is your consequence. This is the effect, what you received for making trouble. Or you got good grades, daddy bought you a car on graduation. So this is cause, and this is the effect. You caused, success, so daddy repaid you back with a car. Again, cause and effect is the principle that one thing causes another. A cause-effect relationship is a relationship in which one event, which is the cause, makes another event happen, which is the effect. So, when we have a cause and effect, what do we use? What linking words do we use? We can use because, we can use so, we can use consequently, we can use therefore, and we can use thus. Okay? Thus. So again, cause and effect. These are the linking words we can use when we are, talking about cause and effect in our writing. Now we move along to conclusion. Conclusion is a judgment or decision reached by reasoning. Okay, so you have reached the end of your writing. You made a judgment and a decision by reasoning. So you have your reasons, and you made a judgment, and you made your decision, and you come to your conclusion. Now, when you are in your conclusion part of your writing, you can say to conclude. That means I want to give you the conclusion of my writing. You can say in conclusion, and then continue on what your judgment or decision, was for your writing. You can say finally. That means you are, you're done with your writing and you're just concluding all your writing in a few sentences. You can say on the whole. You can say summarizing. You can say overall. And you can say to sum up, and you can say eventually. You can use any of these, and if you do, it's wonderful. Your writing will be wonderful. But you just have to know which linking word goes to which aspect, whether we're adding, whether we are emphasizing, whether we are contrasting, whether we are illustrating, whether it's a cause and effect, so you have to know each linking word where it goes. Okay, so now we move along to comparison. Comparison is when you look at things to see how they are similar or different. Again, comparison is comparing, so it is when you look at things to see how they are similar or different. So when we are looking at things to see if they're similar or different, we can use equally, we can use similarly, we can use in, we can use comparison, we can use likewise, we can use by the way, we can use of contrast, we can use alternatively, we can use despite this, and as with, and unless. Okay, so these are all the linking words we can use when we are comparing things to see how they are similar or different. Okay, now moving along to persuasion. Persuasion is defined as the act of trying to convince someone or something to do or believe in. So you are persuading someone to believe in your opinion, someone to believe in something that you believe, or you're persuading someone to do something that you want them to do. Okay, so which linking words do we use when we want to persuade someone or when we want to try to convince someone or something to do or believe in? We can use clearly, we can use eventually, we can use surely, certainly, decidedly, indeed, undoubtedly, and of course. Next we have opinion. Opinion, we all know what opinion is. This is your own opinion, رأي. Okay? Opinion is a view or judgment formed about something, and it's not necessarily based on facts or knowledge. Again, opinion, what does opinion mean? Opinion means a view, يعني كيف انت بتشوفي شغلة, a view or judgment, or كيف انت قررتي إشي, a view or judgment formed by something not necessarily based on the fact. مو ضروري إنه يكون حقيقي 100%, ومش ضروري يكون من higher education, يعني من علم جامعي. So this is your point, this is your opinion. It's your point of view. It's how you see something, okay? So when we want to talk about opinion, we can use it would, we can use seem, we can use it appears, we can use obviously, we can use possibly, we can use it seems, we can use likely, we can use one might, and we can use consider. Okay? So this concludes the linking words or connectives. Connective means the same thing as linking words, but we do need to study each one. Study which linking word goes to which name. So when we want to add something, we say and also. When we want to emphasize something, we say importantly. When we want to add a lot of importance to our sentence, when we want to contrast, we can say however. When we want to illustrate, when we want to give an example, we say for example, which I always do. When we want to talk about the cause and effect, we can say because, we can say so, or consequently, or therefore. So it's it's very important to study all of these. In our module, we will be taking some, not all, but it's it's highly important for you to know, to have a variety of linking words, because like I said in the beginning of this video, it makes our writing much more sophisticated. What is sophisticated means? It gives it more knowledge, it gives it more higher education, it gives it more meaning, it makes our writing flow easier, it makes the reader understand more clear what we are trying to say in our writing. Linking words are not I'm sure you've heard of most of these, but it's like I said, it's very good for you to study them and know which linking word goes to which state. So study these. And here I also have the type of linking. We have the linking words, and I have some examples. I'm not going to go through all of them, but like I said, to let's say to show stages, we can say first, then next. To show a series of events, we can say first, after that, later, in the end, eventually. When we want to link times, we can say before, after, as soon as, while, until. When we want to give a purpose, we can use to. We can say in order to. We can also say so as, or we can say in order that, or we can say so that. When we want to give a result in our writing, we can say as a result of. We can use therefore. We can use so. We can use so that. We can use such that. We can use to and enough. When we want to give a reason, like I said prior, we can use because of, as, or since. When we want to give a choice, we can say either, neither, or nor. Or. We can say or. When we want to show a difference between two things, like I said, which is contrast, we can use but, while, whereas, although, though, even though, however, nevertheless. And here I have examples for you. And when we want to add to something which was in the page before, which is addition, it's the action or process of adding something to something else. We can use and, we use both, we use not only, we can use but, we can use also, and we can use as well as or in addition to. I love in addition to or as well as. And here I have some examples for you. Like when we want to add something, we can say not only does the machine wash your clothes, but it also dries them. So we are adding. We are talking about a washing machine. We are saying it doesn't only wash your clothes, but it also dries them. Okay, so we are adding more information by using but. Another example, we can say while the food there is very good, it isn't expensive. So we used while, and this is showing, it's showing the difference between this restaurant and another restaurant. Another one is the weather was cold, but it didn't rain. Okay, so here we're also using, we're showing difference, like it's cold, but it didn't rain. It's not cold and rainy, so there's a difference. It's cold, but it didn't rain. When we want to give a choice, we can say, which do you prefer, tea or coffee? So we are giving someone a choice. We can say, which do you prefer, tea or coffee? Or you can say, she can neither sing nor dance. So we are saying also, in our opinion, she can't sing and she can't dance. Neither means she can't do both. She can't sing and she can't dance. Okay? When we want to give a reason, we can say, I don't use trains because they are too expensive. Or you can say, the show was canceled because of the rain. So we are using because, we're giving a reason. The show was canceled, okay? And why was it canceled? Because of the rain. To give a purpose, you can say, I'm buying a magazine so that I'll have something to read on the flight. So you are giving a reason or a purpose why you're buying the magazine, and you used I'm buying a magazine so that. So that in this sentence is giving the reader or whoever you are talking to, it's giving them the purpose of why you bought that magazine. you bought that magazine to have something to read on the flight. So here, if you connect it together, you see that, we are giving a reason, and giving a reason we are using so that. Next we have when we want to link times, when we want to talk about events, we have to put them in order, obviously. So we can say, we stayed in the basement until the storm had passed, okay? And this is talking about events, like we stayed first, we went in the basement, we stayed there until the storm had finished or passed. So we are, linking times. First we went, to the basement, and then we stayed there until the storm had passed. When we want to show a series of events, like when we want to talk about, more than one, subject, we can say, first we closed the window shutters, then we went down to the basement and waited there. Eventually, the storm passed over us and we were able to go back into the house. So here we are talking about what happened first, what we did first, and then what we did next, and then what happened last. And then later that day, we went outside and opened the window shutters. So here we talked about a series of events. We talked about what happened during this, storm that happened. So we talked first, then we said then, and then we used eventually, and then we used later. So all these linking words, we are talking about events, series of events. Here next and last, we have show stages in process, and this is also, we are also talking about first, then, next, after, and finally. First, put the potatoes in the boiling water, then slice the tomatoes, next take the onion. So we are giving stages. We are saying what to do first, then what to do next, then what to do after, and the final result. And this is basically what linking words are. You just have to know which linking word to use for type of linking, and look at these examples, study them, study the page prior, study this whole video well, and until this concludes our lesson for linking words, I hope you got a better understanding. Until our next lesson, stay excellent.